What is Skinned Bear? I will be discussing anything that I find interesting. So we're talking films, games, books, music, sports, professional wrestling, World Cup. It's just going to be me rambling for about an hour, to be honest. What I want to do first and foremost is introduce my brand new, super keen, super excited co-host, Mr. David Bridge. Good evening, sir.
Well, hello there. How are you doing? Yes, Renaissance men discussing the Renaissance.
Oh, I like that. Hey, a new title for the podcast. The Renaissance.
The Renaissance? Yeah, maybe.
Hello, DRB. How are you doing?
I'm doing most well, Pagebot. Tell me, are you happy?
I'm incapable of feeling emotions.
Perfect.
My name is Stuart Garrard, and I am a pretty little girl. What? I have to say, I don't look too bad.
Are you good with your hands?
I am good with hands. I use Carly chop in ring. Here I show you.
Oh, Mr. Cully, no.
4-2, 4-2.
Oh, Jesus.
4-2.
Again.
4-2.
Really? So yes, we have a third Renaissance Men member. So, okay, yeah, Midian. I guess we should introduce you.
Midian. I've chose just to have Midian, not naked Midian. I didn't want to confuse people.
Fair enough.
Or shock and disgust people.
Yeah.
You just heard The American Badass by Kid Rock, which was at one time the entrance theme of who, gentlemen?
Oh,
Papa Shanker.
The Undertaker?
Papa Shanker. As a host, I don't know.
Yeah.
As a trainer, great, but as a host, he's not exactly Mr. Charisma, is he?
And a bit strokey, let's be honest.
A bit strokey.
Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, when Cena walks past Dolph Ziggler backstage, does he look at him and think, you know, he's destroyed my missus? I don't know. She used to go out with Dolph Ziggler, didn't
I know.
and
then I destroyed her.
Destroyed.
well, Dolph is a show-off, isn't he? He's here to show the world. He's going to do it.
And welcome back.
You're listening to the Renaissance Men Podcast with Stuart Garrard, DRB and Midian. Go big or go home.
Good evening and welcome to Renaissance Men 25 for Tuesday, June 30th. My name is Stuart Skinbear Garrard and I'm joined tonight by Renaissance brothers David Robert Bridge and Midian. Happy birthday, gents!
Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Happy birthday, DRB. Happy birthday, Midian. Yes, it is our special, super special 1 year anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. A nice shiny new introduction there by DRB. Thank you, sir. You've chosen some golden nuggets from our illustrious first year of broadcasting. So thank you.
A new fresh theme for our second year. Why not? Go big or go home.
Indeed. So here we are, gents. How are you? It's been a while. DRB, how's it been? What have you been up to in the last 3 weeks? It's been quite some time.
Well, aside from all the mourning of the bad news, been making some new music. That's pretty hot. It's sounding good.
Good stuff, man. Any kind of direction you're going down?
It's
electro-funk?
a little bit, actually.
It is.
Kind
Oh,
of.
fantastic.
It's not
Nice.
far off. It's definitely a change from my more folk acoustic
Were you inspired by Uptown Terry Funk?
ish. Although it did prove that I could pull off more of a fun vocal. So that's good.
Nice, good stuff. And Midian, how are you, sir? Sweaty gussets up north?
Yeah, man. Been at work all day, sweating my tits off.
Yeah.
In the office, I have all the windows open, no aircon, so
Yep,
just
I
sitting
feel your
there
pain.
sweating basically.
Yep.
Feel my tits! Do it!
Plus, I do have this disease that not many people have. It's called
AIDS?
hyperhidrosis. Well, not AIDS as well. But
Not many people have that.
Yeah. Well, I think a few people have that.
A few 100 million Africans.
I don't care. If I've got AIDS, then I'm just as cool as Mark Fowler, so I don't really care.
Nice.
I've contracted AIDS.
And that is damn cool. Is this an actual disease you have, Midian? Then?
Yeah. It's called hyperhidrosis, and basically, I sweat more than normal people anyway.
Oh my
word! Even when it's quite cold to most people, I'm still like really, really warm. So you can imagine what it's like for me when it's like this. It's pretty bad, man.
I'm looking this up. That sounds fake.
No, it's true. 100%
Yeah, there
true.
it is. There it is.
It's horrible.
It's a common condition in which a person sweats excessively.
Well, they say it's common, so I've never met anyone else with it. But
well, there you go. Thanks for sharing.
Speaking of someone who will no longer sweat, her Kauto star died yesterday.
Yeah, I read that this morning.
The
horse is dead.
Yes.
Is that horse that won loads of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend. Mm. It's all right though. We've got the ghost of Kauto Star here on the soundboard. Hello, sir. How are you?
Excellent. New soundboard noises. I like it.
Obviously, yeah.
Good stuff.
No, we've actually got the real Kauto Star's ghost here.
So here we are. This is the Renaissance Men podcast, and it's available to download through iTunes, Stitcher, and Player FM. On tonight's show, we shall be celebrating our first birthday. We will find out what happens when you anger a northern dwarf, and we will be just discussing any other business. So, yes, some excellent stuff to look forward to there. If you want to catch us on Twitter, you can do so at Renaissance Pod. You can find me at SkinBear. DRB is at DavidBridge1985, and Midian is at Midian.
Not to call you out, but yeah, to say discuss any other business. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I didn't really know how to put collectively what the other stuff we'll be talking about into one pithy little sentence.
Fair enough.
So, I'm sure I'll come up with something different next week. But anyway, facebook.com/Renaissance Pod, and email us at the renaissancemenpodcast@gmail.com. Whew, so here we are, gents. Our first birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 1 year ago today, it's to the date we're celebrating this.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to start recording the Skinned Bear podcast and just waffle for an hour. And there we go.
It was probably the worst show in our history.
It probably was. It probably was. I don't know. The one that I did with Amanda, my wife, that comes a close second, I think.
At least that was entertaining.
We just got hammered and recorded a podcast. It's brilliant. So anyway, this show is going to be a celebration of our past and also a look forward to our future. If you didn't know, we put out on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, the Glitchcast and Spoiled shows are going to be discontinued, and we are going to be bringing back this show, which is just the Renaissance Men podcast, which was a catch-all show, really. So we're going to be talking everything in one show and not just split it up into tiny little podcasts here and there. So
those formats might make for a one-off special or something if we've got something to talk about.
Yes, that is true. I mean, they'll still remain on the feed, and we may return to them at some point in the future. But for now, we're returning to our old format of the Renaissance Men show. So hope that pleases you, listener. If not, well, who cares, to be honest.
Stop telling me what to do!
I like the way that you said listener as well instead of listeners.
Yeah.
There should be an S at the end of that, surely.
In the singular.
Hi, Justin.
The Botchcast will remain as normal, so that will continue every Friday. As it is, so there you go.
Good stuff.
As I take a swig of my Copperberg, let's, as is traditional with this show, shall we move on to a brief look at what's happened in the world? Spoilers, the world's gone to shit. So join us after this.
Unless you're gay.
Yeah, we'll talk some news.
News.
And welcome back. As is customary with the Renaissance Men podcast, our first segment is a brief look at the major news stories from the past week. And I guess we have to start with the terrorist attack in Tunisia that happened on Friday. Horrific scenes. Yes, so a lone gunman attacked, I think it was a couple of hotels, wasn't it, in Sousse in Tunisia, which is on the eastern coast of the country, I believe. So yeah, killing, how many people did we say? Was it 38, the death toll now?
It's, last I heard, it's 38. Well, it's well over 30, put it that way.
Yeah, so the world is going to shit and continues to go to shit, so it's...
Did you catch on any of the news reports the video that one of the victims took, one of the hotel workers trying to stop the bastard?
I did.
Yeah.
I do want to take umbrage with that, how that was reported, though.
How so?
In the fact that I know Sky News, it seems like an arms race with the news companies in how they try to one-up each other with ever more exclusive videos showing more graphic, clearer detail of the attack as it happens. And that doesn't particularly sit right with me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. They do have a responsibility to be not respectful, but responsible with their reporting. And I don't know, I didn't see anything that I thought went over the line, if you mean that.
No, I don't think the content was particularly, obviously if you're involved in the attack or your family members are involved in the attack, then it's probably quite difficult to watch that video. But I don't think it...
Maybe just an element of competitive journalism, everyone wants the first scoop sort of thing.
Exactly. It was just more how it was advertised, for want of a better word, by...
Sky News exclusive.
Exactly, over the Twitter accounts and all this kind of business. Just to, trying to get us to go and click on their website.
Yeah.
It probably worked. Yeah, indeed. So, yes, terrible news. Is there really much else to really say on that, except for, thoughts out to everyone who was involved? And it seems like the travel companies have been quite good in the logistical side of bringing everyone back to the country and repatriating everyone to the UK, and obviously to other countries as well, because we know it's not just British people involved. We should say that as well. So yes, thoughts with everyone involved there. In happier news, if you're a gay American, you can now get married.
Yes,
Huzzah!
Anywhere.
Yes. So this was the Supreme Court. When did this happen? This was the weekend it broke, didn't it?
Friday or Saturday, I forget.
Yeah. So it timed wonderfully well because there's a series of Pride marches over the weekend as well.
Mm-hmm. And you see pictures of the White House all lit up in multicolored lights and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes. No,
really good, but quite a lot of the population is still against it. Obviously all these God channels and things like that, they originate from America, so there's a lot of people like that over there.
That's what makes it even better. All these fucking retards over there that just are completely against gay marriage because they somehow think it's at odds with God. Well, I don't know. I don't want to start a religion argument, but, I hate those fucks.
Indeed. I think you're probably right, DLP, to be honest. But no, awesome news. So it's interesting what you say there, Mid, in that I think the statistic actually is higher than you probably think to people who oppose it.
I think it was. I think it only just scraped through. Apparently, there's only a few people voted for it. So
there's still some way to go. I think in changing people's mindsets.
Absolutely.
Whether that will ever happen, I don't know. But
one half the country can be miserable, and the other half can have a disco.
Indeed.
It's completely gay, and that is coming from a guy that voluntarily has sex with men.
Yes.
Interestingly, I caught a news story over the weekend, I think it was on Sunday, that CNN had apparently were doing a report on the London Gay Pride March that happened over the last weekend, and they reported a genuinely serious article that somebody had taken an ISIS flag along to the parade, but on closer inspection, this flag was actually... it was the black and white image, as you're probably used to, but it was the white images were a series of dildos. So, yes, there you go. ISIS, the Gay Pride actually debunked the rumour that someone from ISIS was actually at the Gay Pride march. It was just
speaking of
The only thing being infiltrated there were arses.
Yes.
Speaking of flags, obviously not related to this, but at Glastonbury, some legend had a massive flag on the Kanye West concert of his wife, Kim Kardashian, sucking off that other guy.
Nice.
I thought that was amazing.
That does sound good. I didn't see that. Did you see any of the Kanye performance, though?
I did.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oof, that was bad.
There's a popular Vine going around of when he was trying to lead the audience in
Bohemian Rhapsody,
and he just didn't know any of the words.
Right.
It's like my mum trying to mouth along to a popular song. He mouths every other word basically. Not a highlight for the week, the Glastonbury weekend really. Did we catch any of it, chaps? Did you?
Unfortunately, I caught a little bit of what's her face, the bitch that I hate, Paloma Faith.
Oh, Paloma, yes. She was wearing some bizarre cat-like costume.
Oh, she always does. She just bugs me. Now, fuck her too.
Lots of rage on today's show.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why.
Pent up. I guess it's 3 weeks pent up rage, deal.
I guess so, yes.
You've had no release.
No need to rage. You just need to smile, which might lead into another news segment, which is a bad story. But I'm smiling while I'm saying it. I don't know why, but obviously another person has since lost a limb from the Smiler crash.
God, mid.
It's not very far away.
Was that?
Yeah, it's not very far away from me, so I thought I'd try and find a way to fit it in.
Yeah, I did read that.
Speaking of good news, amputations.
That's two people now, 2 women, I believe, have been lower limbs amputated. Although one guy at work did crack me up just to try and brighten us up a bit.
Where's this going?
When the first bit came on the news that the first woman had lost the lower half of her leg. I think one of the women, she'd lost the lower half of her leg, and then the guy was like, "Well, what's happened to the upper half?" Like, well, it's still on her body, man. She's in a wheelchair or whatever.
God.
These are the kind of people that
Is that the caliber of workmate?
So I just want to clarify at this point. I know the show is called The Renaissance Men. I promise we don't hate women.
No, not at all.
It's starting to sound bad.
Not at all. Not at all. I married one.
The Smiler talking about the story is still not open. I think many people are saying it's never going to open again. So.
Oh God. What baffles me with that story is just it had a horrendous running record, didn't it? Didn't it just continuously break down before all this happened?
I didn't hear about that. There's a few weeks ago.
People in the queue, screws flying off, hitting people, and all this kind of stuff.
It's like the monorail from that episode of The Simpsons. Sorry. So there we go. Yes.
Never apologise for a Simpsons reference. I love it.
Oh, of course, no. Okay. John Noakes has been found. Breaking news. He did go missing. Breaking news, but he has been
exclusive.
Exclusive. Former Blue Peter presenter John Noakes has been found after going missing from his home in Mallorca. Bless him. He has Alzheimer's disease. He's 81 years old now. He obviously went off wandering. But he was.
They found him with a turtle, a dog, and a pond dug around him, just sitting there rocking back and forth.
He was spotted by a helicopter close to his home, so he couldn't have gone that bloody far. So perhaps he actually was hunkering down if he was that close to his house.
The pilot gets a Blue Peter badge.
He does. There you go. John Noakes
is Blue Peter badge with GPS on it by the sound of
it. BBC loses the Olympic televised rights.
It does, doesn't it?
Europe. Yeah. And they've been found wandering in nearby John Noakes' house. No, they lost them to Eurosport. So Eurosport have been awarded the rights for all of the Olympic coverage, but there is a story. This starts in 2022, by the way. Mm-hmm. There is, however, some good news that the BBC will be able to negotiate for rights to certain events. So it looks like maybe BBC will put together some kind of highlight package, but probably not the old Red Button exclusive kind of content that I used to love. So that's a shame.
It is. It begs the question: what the hell does our license fee money go towards if one chooses to pay it?
What does BBC have? Doesn't have the Ashes. Doesn't have the Olympics.
It has odd F1.
Wimbledon has, doesn't it? The odd F1. Yeah. So
Wimbledon. That's it.
There's not a lot left.
No.
So yeah, glad I'm paying that. But there you go. And speaking of Wimbledon, that started the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Any tennis fans any tennis fans in the house?
Casual fan, but yeah, I guess Wimbledon comes around. I'll watch a bit.
Murray won. More breaking news. He won his second round match, I think. I don't know.
Did he win in straight sets? Or?
He did, yes.
Oh, that makes a change. He normally makes it hard work, doesn't he?
Don't he just? Dour bastard.
That's why it's fun.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We've ran quite the gamut of news stories for you there.
Yes.
I've got some lighter news because obviously the world is going to shit. I thought, and as this is a celebration of sorts, this show, I thought we would celebrate in a way the strangest, funniest, and more stupidest news stories from the past few weeks. So with that being said, let the mocking commence.
I've not read any of it, so go ahead, sir.
Okay, story number 1.
Entertain me.
Leeds woman phones police because she has a bad haircut.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. A woman dialed 999 to call police from a hairdresser's because her haircut was a mess. One of Yorkshire's 4 forces has revealed. So there you go. That's the kind of calibre of idiot you get up north, hey mid?
What do you mean up north? Leeds is nowhere near me.
Is it not?
What the fuck are you on about? Leeds is nowhere near me.
Sounds like closer to you than us.
I was going
but still nowhere near me.
I was going by the Michael Cole method of measuring distance.
Yes.
He wouldn't say Leeds properly anyway, would he, Michael Cole?
No.
Leeds.
Yes. So was there nothing more to that story? She just called the police?
Where are we?
Had to be something more like a dodgy hairdresser or something?
I think she wouldn't pay. I think it was the hairdresser that rang the police. Because she refused to pay.
Okay, yes. The message. There was a 999 call from a woman at a hairdresser's refusing to pay as her new do was a mess, seeking legal advice, not a police matter. Hashtag click before you call. This is a tweet sent out by Leeds Police, just as an example of how not to waste their time, you ignorant bastards. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know if your police forces do this, but on Staffordshire Police, you can type into Google Staffordshire Police behind bars, and it's got pictures of all the recent criminals that were locked up.
Nice.
I don't know why, but it's a weekly thing that I go on just to look at these people and
judge them.
Are scary. Some of them are funny. Like there was this one guy on there the other day who had the most apt name ever. His name was Innocent Chiruga.
That's an awesome name. Innocent
There
Chiruga.
was also one who looked like he was from Jamaica. His name was Captain Thorne.
Nice.
Captain Thorne.
Brilliant. Sounds like I make a rum.
Yeah.
I'm calling my next band Innocent Chiruga. That's awesome.
Okay. Somebody has... where's my next story? Bear with me.
Imagine him in court. Are you innocent? Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Sorry, that just sunk in. That's quality. If you like, chaps, you can now purchase Napoleon's penis. Any interest in Napoleon's penis?
Well, it is a 200-year anniversary.
Yes. The penis... Sorry, I'll read the story. The owner of Napoleon's penis died last Thursday in Eaglewood, New Jersey. John K. Latimer, who'd been a Columbia University professor and collector of military and some macabre relics, also possessed Lincoln's bloodstained collar and Hermann Göring's cyanide ampule.
Wow.
But the penis, which supposedly had been severed by a priest, what was he using it for, is the question I want to ask.
With a priest. I think you can think about that.
Who administered last rites to Napoleon and overstepped clerical boundaries. Damn right. So yeah, he's now dead. So I guess they're now going to be selling his collection of macabre bits and pieces. So that's it's a episode of what's it called? Cash in the Attic, really, isn't it?
Dickinson's Real Deal.
Dick, Dick being the appropriate word.
Yeah.
So there you go, Napoleon's penis episode.
I think this penis is going to go really well. Let's see what the auctioneers say.
No indication for initial offers, I have to say. So I'm not sure how much it's going to go for. But I wonder if it's like pickled or something. It must be preserved in some way. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Surely it's not still got like skin on it or anything like that.
Oh, I don't know. Let's not speculate.
Was there no
I
pictures?
can't imagine it being worth anything. If it was like his jacket or his hat, then yeah, but I've never seen a painting with his penis out, so I don't know. So how can
we verify it?
Yeah, exactly. How can you verify that's his penis? Someone's saying that's Napoleon's penis. There's no way to verify it.
That is true.
Hmm.
That is very, very true.
Buyer beware, as Judge Rinder would say.
Mm-hmm. Next story. Arkansas cops hunt man seen masturbating outside Come and Go convenience store. Arkansas cops are seeking the public's... And the reason I chose this story was purely the incredible name of the convenience store, Come and Go. I thought it was an incredible pun.
Do you think the guy did that because it was called that?
I would hope so. I would hope it was a...
Do you think they named it that because people were doing that?
Maybe.
Like the chicken and the egg thing.
what came first?
Yeah. Or who?
Yeah. So there you go, just a brief little story there. LA gang member gold plates his own genitals to death.
To death?
Indeed. Okay. LA gang member, forgive the pronunciation, Nazario Conchuza Gonzalez, who is part of the infamous MS-13 gang, also called Mara Salvatruca, has died of medical complications after attempting to gold plate his own genitals to celebrate his 17th anniversary. The young man is originally from El Salvador and is an active member of the MS-13 crime family, and is believed to have attempted to gold plate his own genitals with a professional automotive gold plater stolen from a local garage, after first painting his genitals with a lead-based paint. Oh, the man was allegedly a fan of the American comedy movie Goldmember, which is a loose parody of the James Bond films Goldfinger. Oh dear. He'd taken on the Spanish nickname of Pelotas de Oro, or Golden Testicles.
Not Golden Balls?
It says on the store it's the third case this year.
I know.
And it's a growing trend with gang members. I don't know.
Why would it be growing if they're all dead?
Yeah, they're obviously not very clever.
I don't know, but all I can think of in my head, because earlier we talked about John Noakes, was John Noakes trying to gold plate his testicles.
Why? I don't know.
Why?
Maybe that's why he was lost. He was looking through this machine.
He had lead poisoning or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, fucking mental gang members in Mexico doing stuff with their nuts. And my favourite story of the week features an angry northern dwarf called Ian Salter Bromley. God bless him. He's gone on to say he went on a rampage is putting it mildly, but somebody, bless him, stole his wheelchair. So in response to this, he stuck a sucker dart to his forehead in an attempt to impersonate a Dalek from the TV series Doctor Who, and then threatened to kill his co-workers. Reportedly, he also filled his mouth with dominoes and shouted "Exterminate, exterminate" at two people in his housing complex in Hull. He was then in a standoff with police.
He wasn't in a standoff. Whoever wrote this article was amazing.
Which resulted in him being tasered, not once but twice.
There's got to be a video somewhere of him being tasered.
Yeah, I know. He clearly suffered some form of
Sky News exclusive.
Suffered some type of angry breakdowns. Offences including defecating in a councilman's office, fair play, in protest of kitchen tops being mounted too high for him to properly reach. He also exposed himself while spreading excrement and urine in the main reception area of Hull's Wilson Centre because he was served with an ASBO for a long string of nuisance calls he made to emergency services. Well, there you go. There was a choice quote that I picked out, and I'm buggered if I can now find it. Where is it? Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yes. So this is from... Who is this? His defence barrister, Paul Jenny, I'm going to say. He's 3 foot tall. He is a dwarf. He has a Zimmer frame and a colostomy bag. Not the most threatening figure in the world. So, to be fair, There you go.
Well, that's your defence.
My client is depressed and is in enormous suffering. He drinks and has no friends. Where are the other 6?
And that is why we do this show. Brilliant.
Nicely done.
That was the news, people. Thank you. So, with that being said, shall we, let's move on and let's talk about some stuff.
The main meat of the show.
Yes, the main meat. Or any other business. It needs another title, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But, after this quick break. And welcome back. You join us for the meat of the show.
Birthday meat.
Indeed, birthday meat. I quite like the term meat. Perhaps we should just call it the meat. As that is what it is. So, anyway, this is where we're just going to chat about, video games, films, TV shows, anything we've been up to in the preceding, since the last show. So, I am going to start off with Jurassic World. Now,
it's a pretty meaty movie.
Have you seen this, gents?
No.
It's a frame reference?
No. I know exactly what happens, though. Someone who saw it explained it all to me.
Okay,
I saw the first Jurassic Park. I'm sure it's not that different.
And that is a very good point, DLP. And that is probably one of my main criticisms of the film, is it is basically a remake, if you like, of the first Jurassic Park film. I hated it. I'll be honest.
Really?
I hated it to the point where I despise people who actually like it. Maybe a bit harsh, but I thought it was horrific. The worst film I'd seen since probably Wolf Creek, which was a particularly abhorrent, exploitative horror film I saw. I think it was in the mid-2000s. That was shit. Again, it's just a rehash of Jurassic Park 1 to the point where it's essentially the same story in a sense that you have, Jurassic Park and shit goes down in Jurassic Park, and two kids are there. Shit goes down with dinosaurs. The end, they get rescued. The end, it really is that formulaic. Just incredibly hokey writing. Shit pushes me because it has both Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in it, who are usually rather good, to be fair on them. I'm a particular fan of Chris Pratt, but he was just, I don't know, he kind of lacked something in this film, I have to say. It's just the shitty old script he was working with. But, it wasn't good, chaps. It wasn't good.
It sounds like it's doing okay at the box office, isn't it?
That's what I don't understand. I mean,
do you think it's just it had been long enough that people forgot the last couple of movies were shit?
Quite possibly. I guess you're talking to it's been several years, even since Jurassic Park 3, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, at least 10. No, more than that.
Probably, I would say. So I guess you've got a new generation of people who may not know what Jurassic World is or may have never been introduced to that franchise before, so it's just kind of resonating with that generation of kids again.
Yeah.
As the first one. What worries me is the little threads that they would throw in there teasing possible sequels.
Right.
Obviously, I don't particularly think they can do another outbreak of dinosaurs at another park. That has been obviously done. Well, it was done to death before this film, so it's more done to death now. But they were kind of teasing. There's a whole subplot in this film about a chap who's with the US Army, and they're trying to weaponize these dinosaurs to some degree. So they're using a lot of genetics to create these hybrids of dinosaurs, which can camouflage and become this old. Really, really, really hope they do not go down that road fully, and we see some kind of dinosaurs versus dinosaurs in Afghanistan type scenario go down.
Do you think that's where the franchise will end, where the dinosaurs will turn on their human oppressors and uprise against?
Perhaps it's a Planet of the Apes type thing, which
Maybe.
I don't know. If I hadn't thought about it that way, and maybe that could. There are scenes in this film where the dinosaurs start communicating with each other, so you never know. They could be
Sign language.
Yeah, with their little fliddy arms. Sorry. So I would not be surprised if they were at least thinking about doing some kind of Planet of the Apes scenario where the dinosaurs evolve. Maybe set the next film hundreds and thousands of years into the future, where they've evolved to the point where it's they've got really shit fake rubber masks on, and they just Roddy McDowell and all that kind of stuff.
All of Barney. It was just Barney running around, Chris Pratt running away from Barney trying to give him a hug,
terrorising our kids. So it was. I hated it. I really did, and I was really disappointed to hate it. I wasn't surprised because I didn't like the look of the trailer, I have to say. So I guess I couldn't have been too surprised when I actually hated the film itself. So yeah, 0 erections out of 5 for me. I'm afraid.
0.
0 Napoleons out of 5.
Indeed, a Napoleon. We should call it the Napoleon.
I don't know. I'm fond of the erections.
Yeah, shit. Next, Mid. You've seen Mad Max, I believe.
Yeah, finally got around to see it. Has DRB seen it yet?
No.
No. Right, I didn't listen to the other views that you thought about it, Stu, but did you like it? I presume you did, because it was
I loved
awesome.
it, mate. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Best film I've seen this year, I have to say.
The only problem was I was talking with someone at work, and apparently George Miller, who directed it, every time he does a film, it's not like a sequel. It's set with the same characters sometimes, but set in different scenarios and stuff like that. So I was a bit disappointed because at the end, not spoiling it for anyone, but there's a bit left open at the end. So apparently this guy doesn't do straight sequels, so I don't think we'll ever see what really happened after the ending.
You don't think there'll be well, was this 4? Was that Mad Max 4? It was, wasn't it? So this next one will be 5. Do you think there'll be a 5? You don't think there'll be a direct sequel as such?
I think there'll be another one, but it'll just be a different scenario with Tom Hardy's Mad Max again, but set in a different scenario.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I had no real frame of reference for these films because I haven't seen the other Mad Max films, so it was quite refreshing in that sense. But I wasn't really affected or kind of noticed any links to other movies in the franchise. I know Mitch Meister, who came on when we did the Mad Max show, apparently there was little hints here and there of stuff from former films, and I think you can try and place it in some kind of chronological order and how the timelines of these films play out. But
yeah, kind of little things and stuff like they don't explain what happens to his family. You know, he keeps having those flashbacks, which is obviously his daughter getting killed or whatever.
Yeah.
It never really explains that, which is a bit disappointing.
Kind of felt like an Evil Dead kind of situation where, it's just almost where Evil Dead 2 is like a quasi-sequel, almost a remake of the first film.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this felt like to me.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't see what happens to the little dwarf guy at the end with the telescope. I don't know why, but I wanted to see him dead because he really pissed me off.
Dwarf guy with a telescope, was he a Dalek too?
Was he Northern? Yeah. I really liked, I was really surprised, I should say, by just how it wasn't actually really Mad Max's film, to be fair. It was, what's her face's film? Charlize Theron, her characters.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff was, instigated by Furiosa. It was her story I kind of wanted to see the end of, and that has made a nice change, really, in this film, which is a very, macho kind of machismo style film. To have the female and her story as the main focal point was quite refreshing, I have to say. Looked amazing as well, didn't it? Looked amazing.
Yeah, the effects are amazing. What do you think of the other guy that, we're kind of spoiling it here, but what do you think of the guy that turns with them and starts working with them?
That's the guy who was in Skins, yeah?
Yeah, if that was me, I'd be like, no, dude, if I was Mad Max, you fucking tortured him for God knows how long.
He was strapped to the front of his car.
Strapped him up, and he was speeding up and everything. And now, it's okay, you can work with me. No, I would just fucking killed him.
No, hold grudges. I'm with you, Mid. Fuck him. Strap him to the front of the car.
He got what was coming to him. So.
He did.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
No, indeed.
But yeah, I don't watch many films, so probably other films you've got to look forward to me talking about. It's probably Inside Out.
Yeah, I can't.
I will go to the cinema and watch that because that looks intriguing.
I might even go for once.
Jesus!
It's been a little bit. It's been a while
since Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Christ,
I'm thinking about it.
It does look really good. Do you playing devil's advocate? Do you not think it's I don't know? It's kind of sticking to that Pixar formula where they take a thing, an object, a person or something, boys, some cars, and they just see what happens if they gave them a voice and what would happen if they came to life.
Maybe, but I mean, I'm hearing excellent reviews from anyone who has seen it, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And the formula works. Let's face it.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. I was just simply playing devil's advocate there, and I'm.
Maybe that's how they came up with it. Who knows? But
I think it's quite an original idea. I've never seen a film about that before. So.
And this is, I know Stu knows this is kind of hitting close to home, so I want to see it for that reason, if nothing else.
Yes, I have to say I've watched the first 2 trailers, and I was even welling up at those. So I think I'm going to be in bits when I watch that film. I have to say, big old soft bastard.
Maybe I'll take my therapist to see it. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So there we go. Anything else to say, Mad Max? Mid?
No, just if you get a chance to watch it, DRB, watch it, man, because it's awesome.
Okay, I mean, I don't know what I saw actually. About 20 years ago, I saw something of the originals. I thought it was quite badass.
Yes.
Any more movies?
No, I haven't really seen much, to be honest. I think the next film I probably want to see is... Terminator's out soon, isn't it? So I'd quite like to see... the reviews of that are hitting, and I think it's meant to be suitably shit. But I kind of watch it want to see it anyway, just because I'm curious.
I like the trailer where they've paid James Cameron lots of money to say, this is a really good film. Go and watch it.
I like the thing that, I don't know if you guys saw any of this in the last couple of weeks. Arnie went to Madame Tussauds.
Oh, I did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hysterical. So Madame Tussauds, for anyone who's not aware, is a wax model museum, basically. And Arnie went there and stood still as himself. People came in and looked at him. Oh, wow, it looks really realistic. Hello, how are you? Oh, my God! That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I would love it if that happened.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, he would. He'd mark out.
Yeah.
Really would.
I might myself, but yeah.
I might withhold talking about Game of Thrones Season 5. Gather my thoughts on that a bit more.
Well, high-level thoughts. Like it, don't like it.
That show is going rapidly downhill for me, I have to say. That, just briefly, I think that season started off really dull. I mean, each season is only 10 episodes long, so you've only got a certain amount of time to play with. And if you're wasting 8 episodes on rubbish exposition and political intrigue and all that I guess that's what Game of Thrones is, but it's really dull. Only kind of picked up.
It's getting like other seasons. Like every episode was good, like on season 1, and then by the time around this season, like you say, probably the last 2 episodes were good. The rest were awful. Yeah,
and there's a bullshit twist at the end. So I think maybe I'll try and come up with some more some more
expressive thoughts.
Yes, and bring them up another week. But for now, I wasn't particularly feeling it. I didn't actually have now caught up with the books, from what I understand. So
yeah, they've caught the books.
I don't know where they go from here. I really don't. So we'll have to wait and see. But we were obviously talking about Mad Max and post-apocalyptic stuff. And that kind of moves us on to, I just wanted to talk briefly about E3, which happened in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we haven't done any shows since then.
What the fuck does that lead into E3?
Well, I know, I was going with a Fallout 4 segue, but I realised the timing of that was a bit off. But So, chaps, did we? I was surprised, DRB, that you actually seem to be watching more of E3 than I was.
There was a lot of stuff I found interesting there.
So, okay, do you want to pick out some of our highlights?
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago,
Possibly.
and it's been done to death by every podcast, I'm sure. But we'll pick some high-level highlights out. Well, start with you, Stu.
I would say the thing I probably took most from E3 was that just how little there is that I'm looking forward to stuff.
Oh, really?
Just nothing really there. I was even disappointed to the point where Nintendo didn't even show anything. Really.
Yeah, they did. They showed Fatal Frame Black Mirror, man. That looks awesome. I know it's coming out like 2 years after Japan, but those games are always good for scaring the shit out of me. Japanese horror things scare the crap out of me for some reason.
Did you not enjoy the Nintendo Muppets theme, the way they presented it?
That was good. They always do a good job of presenting their content. It's just they struggle with the actual content that they're showing. That's what I find.
It was actually a very smart move. No one can say that you're uncharismatic or unfunny if you're just being a Muppet.
Yeah.
So I struggle with trying to make a proper Metroid game and giving us some stupid blast ball shit.
Yeah, another Star Fox.
What I like...
Star Fox look bad, man. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm with you on that. I'm sorry.
It seems like its visual style hasn't really evolved much from the SNES, to be honest. It's like a high-res version of the SNES game, which...
Well, N64, but...
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, being kind, yeah. So no, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling much of Nintendo stuff. It was a very amiibo heavy, wasn't it? I'll be honest.
You can get your Skylander though and switch it into amiibo mode.
Well, there is that. I couldn't give although I do love my amiibos, I'm very selective of what amiibos I get, and I can understand probably why they're just betting the house on amiibos. But
like I said, I'm done. They've overdone amiibos for me now. It's too much. Game amiibo.
I will hold my hands up and say that I thought when I first heard about amiibo maybe a year or two ago, whatever it was, I thought that was a fucking stupid idea and it would fail, but it hasn't. It's strongly succeeded.
Yeah. So I don't know. There wasn't really much.
And Nintendo, okay, not much. What about Xbox or PlayStation? Anything there? You had Star Wars. What's it called? Battlefront or whatever it was?
Yeah, Battlefront. I think... Oh, that's what... Yes. Strangely enough, my highlights came from that EA press conference.
Okay.
That Unraveled game.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty awesome. It looked almost... Well, it's obviously just stolen the idea from, the Yoshi, the Woolly, the Yarn games that Nintendo produced. Yoshi's Woolly World and that's... was it... The other one was a... what's it called?
Kirby's Epic Yarn.
That's it, yes.
I don't know. To me, it looked like a Pixar game.
Yeah, it looked really good. Just really, it was really refreshing in that press conference, which was mostly, crappy old iPod games and shooters and generic sports games. It just kind of was like a breath.
Come on, man, Pele spoke.
Oh, yeah, true.
No one cared.
Not really, no.
I would have cared
the guy that was presenting.
He cared.
Ravelled as well. He cared by shaking the fuck out of himself.
Yeah.
And being the most scared I've probably ever seen anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that was endearing.
I felt quite sorry for him.
That was really endearing. I think that might have been part of the reason why I liked it.
Yeah. It wasn't some fucking phony in a suit. It was a guy who was just making games.
Yeah, it was.
I can't help but think that obviously they've only showed a little trailer in that, but I can't help but think after like 2 or 3 levels, it's going to get boring now.
Maybe.
There is that. I wonder if I hope it's not going to be like a full, £50 game. I hope it's just maybe like a download or something like that.
Yeah, who knows?
A shorter experience, cheaper experience, more condensed. But
mid highlights or lowlights.
Highlights. Disappointingly for me was the very start, the Bethesda press conference. That was
really?
My favourite press conference. Doom looked amazing. Fallout 4 looked amazing.
I suppose Fallout did look good.
Doom looked okay. I didn't see...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to both of them. I like the way they've reinvented Doom.
I guess.
And tried to keep as much original Doom as possible. I like the fact that they've done that and not just totally redone it.
Well,
yeah. It was an
they
iteration.
stayed true to the concept, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that looks pretty cool. Co-op is going to be pretty cool. I always used to play Doom in co-op, so
Yeah, that was awesome.
hopefully that'll be just as good in co-op. What else? Probably you're going to talk about Mass Effect Andromeda, I suppose, DRB.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to talk about, really. It's revealed and a little bit of a trailer. What was remarkable was that apparently all of that footage in the trailer was in gameplay. So given that, that's going to be a pretty visually spectacular thing to behold. But what it's actually going to look like, we'll see. Who knows?
Plus, we know you like Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yes.
What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, massive announcement. It's been rumoured for about 10 years, and they finally went for it. I wasn't after a remake, to be honest. I was certainly open to a sequel, but not necessarily a remake. However, I am pretty excited about it, and I'll almost certainly be getting that when it eventually does come out. I've got to say, though, Square's... Because that was announced during the Sony conference. Square Enix, as they kept calling it, had their own conference. Man, that was a pile of shit. And what the fuck was that idiot doing?
The hat and laughing and clapping and shit.
Well, no, the guy in like what was that, pumpkin on his head? Or
yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I did just... People were tweeting out images from this press conference. It was surreal shit.
Well, I mean, it was stupid, surreal shit. Like, the whole thing was completely serious. There was no gimmicky sort of stuff going on. And then the guy just walks out, he wears that. There's no explanation for it. Is he shy? I don't know. Just got that fucking thing in his head. I did tweet at some point, yeah, you know what? If I was presenting my content to potential investors, that's definitely how I'd do it.
Although on that Ubisoft, not Ubisoft, Square Enix conference, we did get the old amazing new Hitman game where you've got to pay full price for it at the end of the year, but then you get the rest of it downloadable next year.
I don't care about Hitman.
That's pretty fucked up with the way they're doing it.
Yeah, it's almost like a
Unless Hitman is preceded by Brett and succeeded by Hart, I don't care.
I don't care for the series. I just think it's a stupid way to release a game.
Yeah, I agree.
Wait till it's done.
You're paying for that up front, aren't you, essentially? And then they're delivering it to you, which, not good. I
will say one final word on E3, and this is a highlight, and I don't even care about Minecraft. I've never played it, and I'm not interested. But man, did that look fucking impressive.
Well, the
Xbox's
HoloLens.
Yeah. You can see now why they bought the Minecraft franchise.
That stuff interests me a hell of a lot more than actual proper full-on VR, I have to say. The augmented reality is more appealing to me than virtual reality. I really, really will say that. But yeah, that as a tech demo, that was impressive stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing. Kudos.
So yes, E3. I don't know. For me, it's a little bit disappointing, but I don't know. I think it's losing its magic.
I don't know. It kept my attention at least, and I'm pretty casual anyway, so that's doing something right.
It was good to see you, watching them and tweeting stuff out. So it's good to see you taking an interest and getting excited, DLB.
Yes. Mostly tweeting nonsense, but.
So there we go. E3. It happened. There you go. DLB, you've been playing some NES.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game.
Hardest game on the planet.
I didn't realise. I'd played it, God knows, 20 odd years ago. I'd forgotten completely how hard that little fucker is. Man. We were saying just off air, Midian, you were saying the same thing. It's just crazy difficult.
Yeah, my brother, me and play it when we were kids, and he got to Shredder, and I'm sure he beat him. I got to Shredder and got my ass whooped.
I don't know how far I am, but not certainly nowhere near.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was a spoiler for the end of the game. Shredder.
Say Shredder.
I'm sorry about that one. Yeah.
I thought you said thanks Godzilla.
I can specifically remember, because I had this game on the Commodore 64, and I can specifically remember the level that I would always get stuck on. And
swimming one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're driving around in the turtle van thing, and I think you go somewhere into sort of like river or something, and you get caught up in seaweed and all this kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's you're trying to save the dam.
Yes, that's it.
Trying to defuse bombs underwater.
Fucking hard. Yes, that's it. Jesus Christ.
But the game's actually pretty good. I've got to say, it's a lot of fun. Like, you've got to think about it as well. It's not just straight platformer. There's a bit of strategy where you've got to think about which turtle you're going to use, because certain scenarios Donatello's the one to go with. Certain scenarios, Raphael's useless and stuff like that. So yeah, good stuff.
So do they have different attributes, or is it just
well, not so much attributes as their weapons.
The weaponry, right? Yeah.
Like, I think they could have gone deeper with that. Maybe make, like, Raphael and Michelangelo a bit quicker, maybe. Something like that. Just to...
Donatello jumps higher or something.
Yeah, well, Donatello's got the reach with the staff, of course. So that's his main power, and Leonardo's pretty good fighting the bosses and stuff. But Raphael and Michelangelo are a little bit measly.
Why the hell were you playing this, dare I ask?
I don't know. I just fancied it. I thought, you know what, I haven't played that in 20 years. I fancy doing it.
Yeah.
I also played, not as in depth, but also Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I saw you about that.
Yeah, didn't go well. Knocked out second match.
Yeah. Another fucking hard game. What are you doing?
I always get to like the couple before Tyson and lose, man.
I was okay back. I was okay back in the day, but I've forgotten all of like because there's certain ways to go against certain opponents. I've completely forgotten it now.
See, this situation worries me because I always try and kid myself to say that, yeah, if I go back and play these old games,
it'll be easy.
I was young and dumb back then. My coordination is probably, although my coordination may have deteriorated since, I think I'd like to say that I could probably complete these games. But
I would say when you were younger, perhaps you weren't as smart, but, like when you were younger, that's all you would think about. How the fuck do I beat this?
Yeah. Interesting. Good stuff. So some retro joints there by DRB.
Yeah, probably more coming. We'll see how I feel.
Midge, you've got some games you want to talk about?
Yeah, Witcher 3. Obviously, we talked about it last time.
Another retro title.
I've finally finished it now. Have you got any further, Stu? Or
no, mate. I'm still in. What's it called? Is it Velen?
Yeah, you're ridiculous.
I don't think that's
the beginning.
I don't think that's being completed. I've now moved on to Batman, to be honest.
I finished it and I got 70 achievements according to my PC.
Wow.
One of the achievements was do all the Witcher contracts. So I've not missed any of them. But being how big it is, I've probably missed some side quests here and there. But yeah, overall, I think it's a fantastic game. So big. I mean, maybe even a little bit too big. They've made it. There's a little bit too much stuff to do. Although I did, they've made one thing that I was impressed with. That you play open world games like Skyrim, Oblivion, things like that. Is all the side quests are not very interesting. In The Witcher, they've really gone out of their way to make the side quests really interesting, perhaps more interesting than the main quest.
Yeah.
And that did really impress me.
A lot of those side missions are and this is the cliche that everyone's been saying, but those side missions really are better than most main missions from other games. They really are good stuff.
Yeah. Although I did see something online and it made me laugh. There's DLC out every week for The Witcher, and one of them this week is another mission. And on one of the comments underneath, it made me laugh. Anyone that's played it, it'll make them laugh. It says, I already know what the mission is. You'll have to run into the yellow circle, use Witcher senses, follow the red blood stains, kill the monster. That's it. That's the mission. And there is an abundance of doing that in the game, to be fair.
Yeah.
But now you know, you don't need to play it anymore.
I was left out of the conversation.
I was thinking about this on the shitter the other day. Are there... Because these are the kind of questions I ponder on.
Isolate that statement.
Are there achievements, Mid, is there an achievement for doing all of the quests? Is it possible to complete
for doing
every
all
single
the Witcher
quest?
contracts? I don't know about all the quests.
Okay.
Like I said, I've got the Witcher contract one. I know there's an achievement for doing it on the hardest difficulty level, or standard stuff like that.
I only say it because I know obviously it's quite easy to fail certain quests.
Yeah, I failed a few quests. I failed 3, I think, throughout the entire game. I got the worst ending, by the way.
Okay.
If anyone's wondering what ending I got the well, I won't spoil it what it is, but I got the worst ending. I don't know how I got the worst ending, so I thought I was doing alright, but
Geralt gets AIDS.
Obviously not. Doing all those fucking side quests did me no good in the end, did it?
Time well spent.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the expansions. They're not out. The first one's not out till end of the year, so it'll be a nice break to go back into it after that.
Yeah. It was an incredible game. I think you are probably. There's some truth in what you say that it is too big.
Yeah, it's quite overwhelming.
It is, but maybe it's something I'll come back to at some point in my life. But no, for now, Batman has taken hold, and that's a game that you've been playing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, finished that.
Have you?
Yeah, finished the main quest anyway. If you've been playing it, there's like a wheel that's got all side quests on it.
I've literally had to make 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, there's a little wheel that's got like the main quest and side quests on. Apparently, there's 3 endings. To get the best ending, you have to do 100% of the main quest and the side quest. I think my game says I'm 60%. So I've done all the main quest, and like say, I think half of it's main quest, and then the other half is all the side quests. So,
strangely enough, I have actually I YouTubed the ending of the game because I was curious to see who the Arkham Knight was.
Why would you do that?
I've not got the best ending, so don't spoil that.
No, I won't. But
I know who the Arkham Knight is. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone.
DLB, I didn't intend on actually getting this game. It was a complete impulse purchase in Tesco's yesterday. So, yeah. I don't think that will spoil the experience for me, I have to say, because the first 10, 15 minutes of that game is, oh my God, it's incredible. I loved it so much. When you just get introduced to the Batmobile and all this kind of stuff.
The Batmobile will quickly become the shittest thing in the game.
Oh, mate.
Is Arkham Knight Alfred?
Should be.
We're not going to spoil it because it's quite new, so
okay.
I don't think we should spoil it now. There's a character that gets introduced about 2/3 of the way through the story.
Adam West era Batman.
It's not been in the Batman games before. And if you don't guess that that's Arkham Knight by that point, then you're really pretty stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, Bat Ward.
Yeah.
Robin.
I was disappointed. Saying that, we're not going to say who it is, but I was disappointed with who Arkham Knight was because it's been done. Also.
Yeah, I must have, when I saw it, I thought, okay, fair enough. Next.
You want to go? Have you got any more games?
No, mate. No, very light on the games this week for me.
Since we've also had a massive break, I've also finished Fallout New Vegas.
Jesus, man, that's impressive.
I started playing it after E3 because Fallout 4 got announced, and I thought to myself, well, I finished Fallout 3, but I've got New Vegas and I've never played it, so I thought I'll play it, and it's amazing. It's better than Fallout 3.
Oh, really?
I think, anyway, yeah.
It's not janky as hell, though? Like buggy?
No, not now. I imagine it was on release.
Right.
But definitely not now. It's been ages since it came out, so I've had time to fix all that.
Is that on PC you're playing that?
Yeah, playing on PC. I've just got all the DLC to storm through. It's more focused than Fallout 3. Fallout 3, the focus wasn't the main story, whereas this drives you towards the main story a bit more.
Yeah. DLB, do the Fallout games entice you at all? That might be something to...
From a little bit that I've seen, but this really came to prominence whilst I was completely away from gaming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't catch it. Maybe a bit like Mass Effect, really. If that came
that's kind of what I'm likening it to. Maybe just a retread.
I think you'll really like it, DRV. Both of them, Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Something you need a lot of time to put into them, but I think you'll get a lot out of them.
I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Saying that, wasn't Fallout 3 really run really poorly on PS? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think they've fixed it again. I think they've fixed it.
I'm thinking of Skyrim, aren't I think?
Yeah, Skyrim run. All Bethesda's games don't run the best on PS3 compared to 360.
I could always go PC. I don't know if that'd be better or worse.
Yeah, true. Have you, just on a side note, DLB, have you put any thought into what you want to play next?
Well, as the main game.
Yeah.
I'm still running through Mass Effect, only this time as female Shep.
Oh, are you? Okay.
And we'll get to the end of that.
All 3 games as female Shep?
Yeah. About halfway through. No, not sure what I'm going to play next. Not sure what the next big project is.
No. Well, there's plenty for you to play, isn't there? That's
yeah.
Of what you've done. You're just holding back a generation.
You gave me 2 fucking classic games I can get into. But not sure. Whatever takes my fancy.
Indeed.
You know how it is.
I certainly do. Anything else, Mid? Any more games? Is that it?
I think that's pretty much it. I think that's quite a lot.
Yeah, what's the next big game we've got coming out? I don't know.
Batman just come out, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
After that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's coming out.
Madden, and then the autumn releases and all that kind of stuff. I guess I typically see Madden as the start of that stupid period of time where
FIFA, Madden.
Yeah.
Do you not think that's a weird time for Madden to come out? Wouldn't it make more sense if it came out sort of January?
I can see what you're saying. Playoffs and Super Bowl season kind of.
Yeah, it comes out at the time when it starts again, and I think because in American football there's such a long break, people are just feverish to get their hands on whatever.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Like NFL's like crazy short season.
It's killing me, man. Wait until it starts again is absolute madness. But
yeah,
we'll get there.
Indeed. Okay, DRB. Speaking of sports,
vaguely, yes.
Do you want to talk? You want to talk some Formula One?
Well, nothing major. Next week, I think we'll go into this much more. But this weekend coming, we've got the British Grand Prix.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yes. At Silverstone, of course. Right now, where we're at, we've got Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg again going straight up for the title. With Sebastian Vettel at Ferrari just waiting in the wings, maybe getting a shot, but I don't think he's got the car to pull it off. Anyway, right now we've got Lewis is leading the way slightly, but has had a bit of a blip. Nico Rosberg's on a bit of a roll, and it's one thing to have beaten last time out in Austria, but to do it this time at Bryn would hurt Lewis, I think. Lewis seems to have matured a bit, and he's taking these losses better than he used to, which is less entertaining, but probably better for him. But to beat him here would really hurt. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this one, and we'll break it down much further next week.
Yes.
But yeah, certainly always look forward to the British Grand Prix.
Just briefly, I watched. I'm not a motorsports fan at all, but I briefly watched Formula E, the final.
I watched that.
Good man.
That was
that from London this past weekend? Yeah.
The final round. I didn't watch it all, so I don't know who won the championship, but I just found it quite interesting that there'd been some comments, I think, from Richard Branson.
He's saying Formula E will overtake Formula One.
What do you think to that? Do you think he's right? Do you think he's mad? He owns a team.
He's always been mad.
He is mad.
Branson's always been mad. Not as mad as Trump. Maybe we can get to that in a minute. But as eccentric billionaires go, he's like a 7 out of 10. Formula E, no, not yet. As much as Formula One is having its problems, Formula E is not at that level yet. But
it seemed quite gimmicky in some of the things it was doing.
Well, he is gimmicky, and also bear in mind he had a Formula One team a couple of years ago, and it didn't go so well.
Right, maybe he's a bit bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that I didn't realise this till I watched it the other day, that Nelson Piquet Jr. is one of the drivers.
And
that made me watch it a bit more.
Why do you like Piquet Jr.? Fuck him.
Isn't Prost's
Piquet was awesome
son as well?
Piquet was awesome. Piquet Jr. is a cunt.
I don't know. I just watched him in the electric car, man.
Yeah.
Look, no, Piquet Jr. is a guy who deliberately crashed into a wall to let his teammate win a race.
Really?
You don't do that shit.
That sounds badass.
That sounds like a sacrifice, man.
That's not sacrifice. That's a whole nother massive story, and that's like from 7 years ago. But no, dick.
Yes. But Formula E, it seemed quite entertaining, I have to say.
Good stuff from the little that I've seen. My only problem with it right now is that their races, they finished the season now, but they had like 10 races, but they were all too far apart. They would be like a month apart or so you'd forget about it. You need to be doing it. Go on.
We've got to charge the car, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a point. I didn't watch it enough to see pit stops, but what happens there? Because the way it was televised was they had the percent. It was like watching your iPhone battery go down. They had obviously percentages of battery left, and obviously at some point they're going to have to change the battery. So does the driver literally hop out into a new car, or do they instead of changing putting fuel in, do they put a new battery in, or what happens?
I thought it's been a while since I've watched a race. I saw a bit of the qualifying this past weekend, but like I said, it's so long differences between races. I don't think I've seen a race in about 5 months or something stupid.
Yeah.
So,
Quite interesting.
no, I mean, Formula E is definitely a interesting concept, but they need to. Hopefully, this series sounds like it's gone pretty well. They need to get more races. Ideally, get some more relevant drivers, because to be fair, they've kind of gone with a bunch of F1 rejects. No disrespect meant, but it's all guys.
Truly, was Jarno Trulli? I think he was.
I like Jarno Trulli. Yeah, he was always good, but kind of old. Not to say that he can't still do it, but they need. They could do with one big name star. If they could get someone, Raikkonen would be a good guy. Yeah. They should get Kimi Raikkonen out of that Ferrari and get him to Formula E. That would help them a lot.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So there we go.
Yeah, good stuff. Any more sports just before we get out of this? Anything?
I guess we should just give a passing mention to the English ladies football team.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Reached the World Cup semi-final. That takes place tomorrow night, I think, at about 11:30 on probably BBC One or something.
No, BBC Three. I think they've.
Oh, was it relegated to BBC Three?
I would be so interested in watching that if Jonathan Pearce wasn't commentating.
Yeah. Yes, he does. He's a. What's the word I'm trying to say? He's a. No, I know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, he's a pro.
Alan Partridge level of commentary.
Yes, it's acquired taste. That's the term I'm looking for.
I don't know anyone who's acquired to it.
No, he can come across quite patronising, to be honest.
There's just everything about him, the voice and the attitude, and not for me. But I think let's not dwell on that. Let's focus on the good work that they've done. Fucking amazing achievement. Bear in mind they hadn't got past. They'd never won a knockout game before this.
No, so they're doing well. They're
good on them.
Started off slowly, but
they're 2 games away from being fucking world champions.
Exactly, growing into the tournament, which is the way to do it.
Yeah,
so
I don't think they can beat the pesky Germans who are always around.
Well,
I don't think anyone's going to beat Germany, to be honest. But...
Well, hey, look, one match, anything can happen.
So they've got, I suppose,
past Japan first.
Japan in the semis, and then the other semi is Germany versus USA. So yes. But at the end of the day, they've guaranteed themselves 2 more matches. So even if it is a third place playoff, but go on, good old girls, come on, Lionesses,
go win it. You'll fucking transform the sport in this country if you win it.
I think it's a lot more popular in America than it is here. Ironically enough,
women's football, yeah, I think it probably is. But like I
say, that hot goalkeeper, Hope Solo, man, she's nice. Okay. I'm not saying that's the reason to watch it, but if you have to catch a game, check out the American goalkeeper.
I might.
Speaking of which,
depressingly, I might actually do that later.
Isn't our goalkeeper American as well?
Maybe.
I think she is, and she's been making some goalkeeping faux pas, as in she can't catch the fucking ball. But regardless, we've still got to the semis with a shit goalkeeper.
No, it reminds me of this horrible old sketch. Was it? Alas, Smith and Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was some sketch on theirs. They see each other at a football game, and it's a women's game, and one of them goes up to her, "Oh, I didn't know you followed women's football, do you?" "Well, yeah, only the international matches." And the final whistle goes, "Oh, why is that then?" And then all the women take their tops off and switch jerseys. Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah, there you go.
Precisely the kind of smut that their sport doesn't need. I'm sorry for bringing
exactly.
That up.
Go Lionesses.
Go Lionesses. Hashtag
so there we go.
Lionesses.
Yes.
Also hashtag we don't hate women.
No, we do not. Again, I married one.
Mm-hmm. Brave man.
Indeed. Any more sport? Any more sport to chat about? Is that it? We done?
No, just looking forward to Wimbledon.
We will revert back to our regular Renaissance Men podcast format in which we will chuck in the sport and news together at the start. But don't
know why we didn't actually. Whatever.
Bit of a hodgepodge this show, but
we haven't done this show for a while.
That's all I can say.
One thing I did want to say about conclusion at the very end. It's not sport. Just popped into another Fallout thing from this Fallout 4 announcement at E3.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to ask your guys' opinions. What you thought on? I think it's amazing, but what you thought on the way they announced it? Because obviously they've only just announced it and it's out in November, rather than other games say, "Oh, here's a trailer." You got to wait fucking 2-3 years for the game though.
Fucking genius.
The point in case would be this Mass Effect is not going to be out for ages. They've just shown it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be out for at least a year and a half, 2 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that.
Genius.
Yeah, bloody brilliant, but a sad indictment on the industry if doing that is deemed to be something excellent. That should be the standard, really. Don't cock tease us with games that are years in the future.
That's what E3 has become, and bear in mind, I keep coming back to this word, but they are appealing not to fans, but investors. They're looking for money.
That is very true. That's very true, and that can be forgotten, can't it?
Yeah, so anyone who does something good for the fans, all power to them. Actually, one more thing on E3 that we didn't talk about was Sony and taking on the Call of Duty franchise.
Ah, yes.
To the point where something was trending. What was it? Xbox or We Riot?
Oh God! Fucking hell!
Gotta love those players. Oh,
yeah. I think it's the competition players. When they go to these massive championships and that, they're all set up for Xbox.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a bit of a surprise to them that they're all probably going to now switch over to PlayStation.
Well, they're saying they don't want to, but no, fuck you.
I think they like the pad better on the Xbox or something.
No, to me, smart move by Sony. Yeah, why not? Just that's
But
a shot against Microsoft. Go for it.
Do you not think that brand to some degree is kind of poisonous?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for me.
I don't care about it at all. But
I still think most people who play Call of Duty as well probably don't even realise the DLC is out.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
The person that plays Call of Duty is just like, they don't even know the DLC's out. Well, I firmly believe that even last year when it came out like a month later, because I think it was a news report as well today, not mentioned, is like 70 to 90 people in the UK own a PS4 rather than an Xbox.
Oh, wow.
And I think when they got it a month later and it popped up on their PS4, I think they generally, because they don't keep up with games, they genuinely probably thought, oh, this has just come out. They didn't probably realise you can get it on the Xbox first. They probably didn't even know. I'm
not convinced that Call of Duty owners realise that World War II's over. So I'm not going to put too much faith into any of their intelligence. But one thing I will say, though, is that I did see some tweets from people that I follow saying, the console wars, don't go down that road. Fuck that, let's all be happy and stuff. Now, you know what? I think if we've learned anything from the wrestling business, is that competition breeds excellence. So no, you want Microsoft and Sony going balls to the wall trying to make the best content they possibly can and trying to take shots at each other because it's going to mean good stuff for the consumers in the end.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft got their backwards compatible.
Yep, that was a smart move. Why not?
Sony didn't.
That was a shrewd move, I have to say. Yeah. Yeah.
And Sony got Shenmue off the game.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
I like the way that they've said after, we are putting money towards it also because people are rightly putting out.
I would hope so.
Even with the millions they're going to get off Kickstarter, it's probably still not enough to make the game because they cost fucking like $30 million or whatever it is.
Damn Shenmue! I love Shenmue. Even I'm not convinced that this is a good move. No.
I've got it automatic. I backed it, so I'm already getting a copy. So
my very first paycheck, I purchased a Dreamcast with Shenmue. And I'll never forget that.
There you go, then. You want to know how it finishes, man?
Well, not particularly. I kind of
know what happened after they got on that boat. We want to see what happened.
I didn't even complete the first one.
No, there you go, then. Well, I do. I'll finish both of them. I want to see what happened.
I only played the first. I never played the second, and I didn't complete the first one. Although it was, you know what it was? I thought it was an amazing experience at the time to play a game like that.
It was
because it was completely. I mean, it was almost like. I wouldn't say it was like Grand Theft Auto, but it was that sort of open, almost sandbox kind of game.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was. But the story didn't particularly grip me. Maybe I should go back and enjoy it all over again. I don't know, but we'll see.
I loved what particularly struck me about Shenmue was its sense of time and place. I just loved the setting. Japan in the 80s, the set at winter time. Just that whole aspect of real kind of you're playing through day-night cycle and all this kind of business. You had to go out.
It was a revolutionary game, but
it was
the most revolutionary games are not necessarily the best. Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt it for this day and age.
Yeah.
Now it's been so long since it came out.
It'll be set in 95.
Well, I'll be down with that. Do you actually think it'll get made?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to get made. It's been funded like 1 billion times over. It's like the most
piss off
successful
people if it doesn't.
Kickstarter ever. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get made.
That's what I said. Sony's giving them money as well, so it'll definitely get made.
We shall see.
It's a PlayStation exclusive for a few months or years or whatever.
Yeah, it'll get made. I mean, probably just a gimmick from Sony, just to, we don't want to give you that much money. Let the fans pay for it. We'll cover whatever's left over.
Yeah.
Should have done that with Final Fantasy VII Remake and see how many people back that on Kickstarter.
That would have been that money.
Yes.
Money. The fans are going to be pissed off anyway when it comes out.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
not the remake they wanted.
Right.
They've already said they're going to change story bits and
Yeah.
and bits and bobs, and people don't want that. Ares ain't going to die anymore.
Oh, she's got to. I know it sounds like a weird thing to
they
say.
change that. No, she's not dead.
Yeah.
You should get like some kind of Final Fantasy group together. Maybe we could do one-off glitch cast for a Final Fantasy VII discussion, because we could certainly do it, or I could.
Yeah. You potentially you have to have people who actually like the game, though,
right.
and I fucking hate it. I played it, and I've got to probably the very end, so I could talk about aspects of the game.
This
in
might
contrast to what you like or not.
This might be the most loser-ish thing that I've ever done. Me and a bunch of mates got together and we played Final Fantasy VII Marathon start to finish with no breaks. That was horrendous.
Nice. How long did that take you?
30 hours.
Oh, wow.
Time well spent.
Speaking of time well spent, that's a loose segue if ever I heard one. Amazon Reviews game, it's back!
Yeah, hell yeah, it is, yeah.
DRB, as a special birthday treat, we've brought back an old friend, haven't we? The Amazon Reviews game. We'll take a brief break, and then we shall return and explain to some new listeners just exactly what that is. So join us after this. And welcome back. It's time to reacquaint ourselves with an old friend. The Amazon Reviews game. DRB, explain to anyone who's new to the podcast what this game is all about.
It's one of my more bizarre creations, but a good one. Yeah, this is awesome. When did we first play this, do you reckon? Would be episode 7, 8, something like that?
I think it was very, very early into your reign, I have to say.
Yeah. I was trying to think of new ideas to do, and somehow this came into my head. Anyway, we're going to play it for the very first time with Midian. He's never played this before.
No.
So, of course, it's the Amazon Reviews game. The game is quite simply this. I will read a genuine review of a genuine product for sale on Amazon.co.uk. All you, the contestants, have to do is guess, quite simply, what that product is. So, the format is, I've got 3 reviews here. You'll pick A, B, or C, and I'll read the corresponding review, and you will both have a chance to answer, and you shall guess what that item is. Is that clear enough?
It is, yes.
Well, let's ask Midian, because you already know the rules. Is that clear,
to me? Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Products, of course, usually pretty horrible. We've had some horrible ones in the past. We've had semen recipe books and Coolio-based recipe books and Justin Bieber sex doll and all sorts of horrible things. Nevertheless, I think I'll give Midian the first choice. Would you like product A, B, or C?
C.
C. Okay. So again, here is the review. You both will be allowed to answer. Here is the review. I really can't say enough good things about this product. They have transformed our camping trips. No more undoing 1,000 zips to visit the toilet in the middle of the night. And it means I can go on long-distance walks without having to worry about the lack of facilities. I was skeptical.
Colostomy bag.
I was skeptical about whether they would be all the practical use for women, but they really are simple and mess-free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, colostomy bag.
Midian says colostomy bag. Stu.
I think women is the key here. I think it's some kind of sanitary towel dispensing bag.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I can say that Stu was... incorrect, sir. I can say that Midian was... incorrect, sir, as well.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. This is called the Travel John Disposable Urinal. Now, this is a bag that basically you piss in. And it's got a sort of slot for you. It can be for men or women. It's basically like a carry-along bag that you take a slash in. It's very useful. It looks great, actually. It's getting amazing reviews.
so a bag, then?
What's it called? It's not called piss bag.
No, it's called the Travel John Disposable Urinal.
Oh, right. Well, can you shit in it as well, or
No, just piss.
Oh, that's no good, is it? What if you need a number 2?
Shit in a urinal. I think you're using it wrong.
But still, you know, you're not programmed. Oh, I need a piss. What if you need shit? What's John going to do then?
Well,
point. Do what I do. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
There's no duck leaves around. You can't wipe it sometimes.
Just do what a dog does, and just like with worms, and just like, scrape your ass on the floor.
Sounds painful.
Stuart.
Yes.
I never call you Stuart.
I don't. What have I done?
I don't know. Time for you to pick A or B, sir. No.
B, please.
Okay, B. Here we go. Mm-hmm. I bought this as a gift for my daughter, so that when those nasty boyfriends are mean and cruel, we can get our own back on them. She loves it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Is that it?
Oh, yeah. So you've got to think about revenge.
Mean boyfriends.
What would you acquire to achieve revenge?
Some kind of... I don't know, some kind of taser? Like a rape taser. I'm going to go a rape taser.
Rape taser is the final answer from Stuart. Wow. Midian.
Revenge on a boyfriend. I don't know. Is it some kind of male pimp to have revenge sex with?
This is Amazon.co.uk. I'll give you another shot.
Can you get it Prime? Can you get it Prime delivery?
I don't know about that. I didn't look that deeply.
God knows.
If you were trying to get revenge on someone, and, well, I'll give a bit of a clue, if that's all right, Stu. Mm-hmm. If you were feeling a bit spiritual.
I don't know, some laxatives.
I was thinking laxatives.
Well, you're both. Sorry, boys.
Is it like some kind of lucky heather or something, a curse, or...
You cannot buy, to my knowledge, curses on Amazon. Although admittedly I've not looked for it. I'd be intrigued to see. Oh. No, this is the design your own voodoo doll.
Okay.
Close. Curse, kind of.
Yeah, curse isn't far off. But you can't hold a curse, you can buy it. It's going to be an object, surely.
True. Very true.
Okay, so we're 0-0.
Oh dear.
Can anyone get something? This is product A. bought this for my daughter's partner, who is never going to give up smoking and is now banned from the house for doing so. The canister it comes in is metal and looks just like a cigarette. A well-made novelty product and reasonably priced. Not for everyone, but a great present for the persistent smoker.
I don't know. Napoleon's penis.
Is that your final answer?
No, I don't know. I don't know if the guy's put it on Amazon. You can put second-hand things on Amazon. The guy from earlier might have put it on Amazon.
This is a bit
That's
of
what's thrown me off. That's what's thrown me off.
These are fairly, what would you say, uniform
I
products.
suppose, thinking about it as well, how would you get a review for Napoleon's penis? I've not thought about this, have I? Surely only Napoleon could review his penis.
Stu, your thoughts?
Is it Papa Shango?
Well played.
No, I think it's some kind of vaping kit. I'm going to go with...
I'm going to throw out... Hang on. I'll say that's wrong, because it is wrong.
Okay.
I will throw out a bit of a clue. I don't know if this is a clue. But this would be a great gift for me, I have to say. Because I'm a smoker. And...
metal canister.
I wouldn't use it today.
Something to do with the heat.
How does it burn you when you try and smoke or something? Burn your lips.
I'll give you 20, 30 seconds. I want final answers from both of you.
Fuck. Some kind of exploding cigarette. That's my final answer.
My final answer is an electric heater.
No. No, not bad answers. Actually, Stu, yours was a pretty crap answer, actually. But, no, it's a smoker's umbrella. It's an umbrella, a very big one with a ashtray attached to it. Looks awesome. I'd love that.
There you go. Yeah.
So yes, 0-0.
Yes. Nobody wins.
Nobody wins, and you know what? That's kind of apropos, because that's the first time ever that nobody has won a game. I don't have
nobody loses.
Nobody loses, but nobody wins.
Nobody wins, especially...
No. You both... I win. It means I win, basically.
You do. You tricked us, you old trickster.
I didn't trick anyone. I tried to give you clues.
Indeed. So that was the Amazon reviews game.
I cleaned up the grammar on a lot of these reviews, I'll have you know.
Yeah, some of them are amazing. I recommend going and reading some the odd Amazon review. So yeah, it's a black hole of scum and villainy. It really is.
It's obscure comedy, but it's good if you get it.
It's almost like the comments on those WWE articles that Median found.
A little bit.
Yeah, special kind of person type comment there.
Well, the game went nowhere. There's no winner. But never mind. We're still going to celebrate. How drunk is everybody at this point?
I'm actually okay. I've only my 2 cans of Copperberg have kind of absorbed themselves into my body.
I've got a bit of a buzz, but nothing too bad.
My 1 cup of tea has done wonders. Done wonders.
You're celebrating in style, sir.
Particularly strong cup of tea.
Kudos.
I think it's actually been 1.5 years now since I've not drank.
Is it really?
What?
Yeah.
What are you, teetotal? I didn't know that.
I'm going strong. Yeah, I am now. Well, for 1.5 years I've been anyway.
That's a revelation. What's the reason for that?
I was a bit of a dick when I was drunk, so I thought I don't want to be that dick anymore.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was going to say I can see that.
Well done, Mid. No, fair play to you. Yeah, I must admit, I'm not a huge drinker myself. To be honest, I only ever drink when I podcast.
Wow.
In all seriousness, yeah. I don't. If I go out, I don't tend to drink really. Yeah. So do we want to talk about? I don't know. Do we have any particular podcast thing? We've only been going a year. Do we have
I
any?
don't remember anything.
No, nothing particularly stands out. To be honest,
it's amazing I brought those things in my clips earlier to do on the intro.
I know. No, I don't really have.
We've had a good run so far. It's been good.
Yeah. So it's always fun.
Okay.
That's the main thing. That's the philosophy I put into it. Is I don't particularly care if anyone listens to it because I have fun doing it at the end of the day.
Yeah, put it this way: we're not getting paid to do this, so if we're doing it over and over again, it means we must be getting some kind of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure I've offended a few people along the way.
Sure
mainly the big show.
Maybe.
But I don't think Paul White listens to this podcast.
I doubt
in his stupid fucking hat. So
save it.
Podcast will be Friday, folks. No, I'm sure I've offended a few people too, but no, I do enjoy doing this show. I have done pretty much since the first time we picked up a mic.
Yeah. It's good. It's good fun. I mean, I originally started it because I kind of wanted to, because at that point.
Why did you start it? I've never actually asked you that.
Originally, okay.
Let's talk about the history of the show. Go for it.
I went part-time at work. I won't say where I work because I don't particularly want to. I want people to know where I work.
We don't want to incriminate that brothel.
I went part-time to go back and do my masters. That kind of lasted a couple of weeks when I then realised that, I went back to do my film degree masters. That kind of fell through, so I was at a loose end trying to continue to justify me only working 2 days a week. So I then got into some YouTube videos, which which I did from January till about April time. That kind of died a death.
It's all right. Mine went nowhere either.
And then come June, I just thought, well, I need to do something, and I just started chatting on my headset into GarageBand, not GarageBand. Who am I? GarageBand. Yeah, GarageBand, and releasing that. And then I was away on a course with work, and then DRB emailed me, and then the rest is history, really, to be honest.
A little bit, yeah. I'd always been interested in getting into it, but never felt didn't have the ability to start it up on my own, quite honestly. I've said this to Midian. I don't know if I've said it to you, Stu. You're a good host, dude. You're a very good host.
Thanks, man.
And it's actually good to be kind of like, not to use a very corny analogy, but to be kind of the winger to your striker, if you like.
Yeah. Nice. Good analogy. I like it. My wingman.
Well, to give you some good crosses if need be.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever asked you this. Where did you start listening to the thing? And what the hell? Why the hell did you think I want to be on that shitty show?
Thought you could save it like Chris Jericho.
Maybe.
Nah, it wasn't that.
It was...
Maybe. I don't remember. No, okay. What actually happened there?
What's your first one you listened to? Do you know?
I think it was the one with you with Amanda. No, it wasn't that. I understood that it was a new thing and it wasn't perfect by any means, but I wanted to get involved with something like that. Yeah. And I knew just starting it myself wouldn't work. I'm not that kind of talker. You can do it to some degree by yourself. I wouldn't recommend you do it again, but
it's hard.
Yeah, exactly. It is hard. I knew it. I joked earlier that the worst episode of our show's history was the first one. If I'd have done that first show, it would have been way worse, I promise you.
Strange you say that. Strange enough, that episode is the most downloaded episode we've ever done.
Yeah. Maybe we should delete it.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's it called? A shot for posterity?
Yeah, I kind of like having them all up there for posterity because you can, in a strange sense, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those downloads are actually me listening to it because I do like to go back and compare the first one to the latest one, it's quite a contrast, really.
Yeah, I would
Just
hope so.
How it's progressed.
Well, yeah, I actually had to, unfortunately, listen to some of that first episode when I was putting that little thing together for the intro today.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's okay. No, you've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, and then of course, mid. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think you just replied to one of my tweets.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, I've not podcasted for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, you guys seem to be quite fun and not take yourselves too seriously. So let's get involved.
That is the key. You can't take yourself too seriously.
I think the show's actually gone way up since Mid joined.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, in happiness. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe not in that area, but no. What I mean is, there's something to be said for the 3-man dynamic.
Mm. There is, yeah.
I
know.
Go on.
I was just going to say, I think the first few episodes were kind of, I think to some degree we still do struggle with, how that works and who speaks when and at what point and not talking over each other. It's certainly worse when Mid first started, but I think that's getting better. But I think
we've got a good chemistry right now where I know when to shut up or I know when to to draw out someone else to talk, and vice versa. Everyone around the table sort of does that too. So now we've got the chemistry going, and it's fine, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so I guess there you go. That was the first birthday.
Yeah, the show.
One of many, I hope.
Yes. The brand, the show, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is going well. But more importantly, thank you to the listeners. And we joke we don't have many. There's actually a fair good number of you out there. And thank you for listening.
Yes.
We do appreciate it. We promise. By all means, hit us up on Twitter. We don't mind that. We know there's plenty listening because we see the stats. And
if there is one thing that I'd like to take going forward is maybe trying to promote more of a community, because that is maybe one thing we haven't really.
One thing I do disagree about is I don't think we should be doing on Facebook. I think we should look more on Twitter for that sort of thing. I don't think Facebook's where it's at.
It's not as much as it was, I have to say. What I don't want is a website, because I think that's just pointless, to be honest. I kind of want something in between. That's not a full website, but I don't know. I don't know what I want, to be honest.
I don't know.
MySpace, that's what you want.
MySpace, yeah. Bolt.
Yeah.
Bebo,
yeah. So yeah, I think we can improve in that area, but I think we'll get there. I mean, I would say if you want to contact us, probably the best way is on Twitter, because we're all on there and
we're all there. We're all active. So.
Whereas Facebook is just a bit, just a bit old hat. My dad's on Facebook. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. My dad is on Facebook. Fuck.
Yeah, it's too mainstream, man. So yeah, that's obviously we're a work in progress, and that will continue to tinker all that stuff. But the show as is going well, and I'm happy that we've gone back to what we were doing, and this one has certainly felt a lot more fun than doing, say, a glitch cast or whatever. So yeah, it was good.
It has felt fun. I'll give you that.
So there we are. Speaking of Twitter,
happy birthday!
Happy birthday to us. 1 year strong. If you want to catch us on Twitter, you can do so at Renaissance Pod. You find me at Skimbear. DRB is at DavidBridge1985, and Midian as at Midian. We are on Facebook. Not sure for how long now, but Facebook.com/Renaissance Pod. Email us at the renaissancemenpodcast@gmail.com. What we're going to try and do each week is finish on a song. In particular, finish on a song that means something to one of the presenters.
Love this idea. You didn't talk to me about this idea, which is disappointing. But
I know. I'm pretty sure we tried to do it in the start. It kind of just faded away because we forgot about it.
Okay. But
yeah,
it seems
I
we
quite
were meant to be together because you have got the first pick and you picked something fucking awesome.
thanks, man. Yes, I have picked Annie's song by John Denver, particularly. I might go a bit
Soppy.
a bit soppy here. Yeah, this song was my first dance that I had with Amanda when I got married a couple of
Not
years ago.
Thunder Road.
No, have we had this story on air?
We
I
have,
think
yes.
we have. Yeah,
But this
that
is amazing substitution.
Thunder Road was vetoed, but we did find a awesome substitute for it. And also, it's a song that my mum she continues to play. She loves this song. Just John Denver, he's amazing singer. What I particularly love about this song is just, I think with John Denver's work, overall, he's a great storyteller, a great user of lyrics and words, and I can always get lost in this song. He's just him conveying his love, I guess.
I would not disagree with the praise, but I wouldn't say storyteller is the right word. A beautiful poet, I would say.
Okay. Yes.
Wonderful user of the language and
wordsmith.
He always uses the right words and actually amazing with melody. I write songs, of course, and to say that John Denver is an inspiration is an understatement. He is amazing with melody. If you like your melody, if you like your sort of folk acoustic music, he's an amazing place to start with. Walks the line a little bit between country and folk.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really define him as one or the other, but no. I'm either way. I'm glad that you chose this song. Amazing little. It's his only number one single, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Either side of the Atlantic, Annie song. I'm going to draw your attention to something, not to give a abrupt music lesson, but his style of writing melody, it's beautiful. And so Annie's song, he kind of does this thing where he elongates part of the melody. So the opening line, of course, is "You fill up my senses." Yeah. It would be so much more natural, you would think, to resolve that last note to be sort of like, "You fill up my senses." That would be the sensible thing to do, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That would be the pop thing to do.
Yes.
But thinking outside the box, he goes a different direction and
he says, "Fuck it."
Well, yeah, but he leaves the last note hanging, and it's such a good choice. And I love that. That's why I study this sort of shit and why I love John Denver for the choices he makes. So he leaves it hanging and listen to the difference. It's, "You fill up my senses." I love that difference.
Subtle.
It's subtle, and it's underrated. There aren't enough melody writers in music. Fucking learn your craft, musicians.
Yeah. What I love about this song, it always evokes. I don't know. I'm always whisked away to. I don't know, making up some kind of story in my head, some soppy old love story in my head.
It's a wistful sort of song as well. I mean,
it is.
And it's I've got to ask, did you learn to waltz ever in your life?
No.
Oh, you bastard!
No. We.
Well, you said it was your wedding song. I thought maybe you would have been inspired to learn a waltz to sort of sweep Amanda off her feet. But
the dance was more of a stomping type.
That's what I would have done. But
stomp to the left, stomp to the right, and repeat.
That's what I would have done. But I'm Garrus, you're Rex.
So there we go. We're going to leave you with that song.
And we're going on a more acoustic mix of that song, by the way, rather than the release acoustic.
Go on. I've left that in your hands, buddy. So I shall await. I shall listen to the episode and see what you've got for us.
Yep.
All that's left for me to do is to thank you, DRB and Midgen, for coming along tonight.
No problem.
Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. The Renaissance Men will return on Friday with the Botchcast 32. So, yes, thank you for sticking with us for the past year. And we shall see you on Friday. Take care and goodbye.
You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come, let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. Let me give my life to you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Three, two, one. Blah, blah, blah. And welcome to Renaissance. No, I'm sorry. Oh no. Improv. Sorry.
You're listening to the Renaissance Men podcast. And there's a plane flying over.
Good evening and welcome to Renaissance Men 25 for Tuesday, June 30th. My name is Stuart Skinbear Garrard and I'm joined tonight by Renaissance brothers David Robert Bridge and Midian.
Blah, 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 blah.
You steal my line, biatch.
Yes, because we is representing the 1 year birthday, yo.